Morning, everyone. Welcome back to our daily Hindu editorial analysis. You are with Alpa Sharma on India's largest online education platform, that is Gradeup. Sahi prep hai, to life set hai. Good morning. How are you guys today? Yes, it's okay, Manu. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So good to see you guys on time. I hope all of you doing absolutely great. I hope you read yesterday's newspaper. Muskan, Monday onwards is going to change. Yes. Monday onwards, the time is going to certainly change. Okay, so let's look at the agenda of the day. What are we going to do today? Today is 30th of July, but we're going to take two articles from 29th of July. Both the articles are from the Hindu, very difficult ones. I have tons and tons of good vocabulary for you today. Both the articles had beautiful vocabulary and a little difficult to understand as well because it had terminologies, difficult jargons, it had a lot of numbers. So both the articles are going to be from the Hindu today, none from the Indian Express, because all the articles that have come in Indian Express are on the same topic as the Hindu. So I'm going to stick with the Hindu. And for all those people who do not know me, my name is Alpa Sharma and I've been teaching for competitive examinations for the last 10 years pertaining to English and critical reasoning. And most of my teaching belongs to CLAT students. So this is about me. And today is ALH 2021. So we're going to see ALET में आज क्या आता है, what is the kind of paper that we have. Is there anybody who's sitting for the paper today? Is there anyone here in the group who's sitting for ALET today? Hi everyone. I'm absolutely good. Thank you for asking, everyone. Is there anybody who's sitting for ALET 2021 today? By the time you answer this, let's quickly see what's going to be our agenda of the day. What are we going to do? So we will start off with the quote of the day that you are going to provide me with. So here it is, a quote of the day that you will provide me with. Then we'll revise three questions from yesterday's class in vocabulary through one word substitution questions. So three vocabulary words are going to be revised. We'll take up two articles from the Hindu today and discuss them in detail. And we'll take out the entire vocabulary, phrasal verbs, idioms and phrases if there are any from those two articles and try to memorize them. We have lots of vocabulary today. In the end, you will tell me the tone of the author, and in the comment section under my video, you will tell me the summary of whatever articles we've discussed in not more than one line. Yesterday, I had checked all of your summaries and all of you have written it brilliantly. One person added an unnecessary data, so I have commented under that person's comment that you need to change this kind of an information. Apart from that person, all of you have written beautiful summaries. There's no need for any kind of alteration in your summary. So today as well, make sure you write the summary under my video in the comment section. So, exactly, Shreya, you're absolutely correct. Status quo is a high frequency word and it has come in CLAT previous papers as well. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Ma'am, from when do we start to make notes of current affairs 22? So, this month onwards, I think you should start doing that. This month onwards is important. All right. Anyone else? All 23 aspirants, 22 aspirants. None of you here in the class are sitting for LA 2021. Okay, nonetheless, let's see what happens in LA. Let's see what can we learn out of it today. Okay, you don't know how to write the summary? Devdas, can you? So what do you, something that you can do today is after this class ends in the evening, open this video again and check out what people have written. Ek line mein write down something that is very, very concise but tells you exactly the whole thing about the passage. What is the passage aiming at? That is what you're supposed to write. If you want hints, you can read others' summary. A lot of people write summary under my video, so check them as well. Okay? Yes, 1st July current affairs, correct. Shambhavi, that is what I'm referring to. Okay, so Nitin, I am going to change the timing of the class from Monday onwards. I'm going to decide a time. Very likely it's going to be 7 a.m. So Monday onwards, the timing of the class will change. Priya, if you want to identify the tone, if you are a student of one of our paid classes, then do not worry. I'm going to teach you how to identify the tone in the classes. We'll have 2 classes on how to identify the tone. So don't worry about that. But if you haven't enrolled yourself for any of our courses, there are 2 short videos that I've uploaded on our Gradeup channel. In the YouTube search bar, simply type Alpa Sharma tone of the author. You will find my 2 videos, watch both of them. You will exactly know how to identify the tone of the author. All right. Oh, yes. So AIR1 goes to Manhar Bansal. He also had scored really, he topped in 10th as well, the country. Okay, chalo. So, kya quote hai? If plan doesn't work, change the plan but not the goal. Yes, exactly. Don't change your goal. So I am trying to get into an NLU. My plan of working 2 hours a day doesn't work. I might change my plan. I might not count the number of hours I am putting in. I might change my plan of making a target for every day. That is what I could do. So if your plan does not work, change your plan, but don't change your goal. Very good quote. And so, and for all those people who are students of my paid classes, you don't have to watch that video on tone of the author. I'm going to take 2 classes. We're going to talk about tone in detail. Multiple examples will be solved, so don't worry about any of the videos. In a couple of weeks, that class should happen in your batch. Okay, so yes, it so farms bill and other issues are important for CLAT 22. It was not there in the paper. Shambhavir, right now, I don't think it's very important. I don't think it's important because for the last 1 month, we haven't seen a lot of news coming on farm bill. So I don't think it's very important. Okay. All right. For everyone else who has multiple questions, beyond the Hindu editorial discussion, guys, I every week have an Ask Me Anything session on the app where I will give you 1 hour where we'll be discussing every doubt that you have. So make sure you come to that Ask Me Anything session. 2023 के लिए कैसे prepare करना है, notes कब से बनाने, notes कैसे बनाने, editorial summary कैसे करना है, all of this will be answered there. Because if I start answering all of your questions here, we will deviate from the class, right? So make sure you come live on the Ask Me Anything session. Whenever it happens next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, make sure you watch me live, come live and discuss your doubts with me. All right. Okay. So, Hemendra, I don't take a class on Saturday. All right. So, another last quote from Muskan. People who with goals succeed because they know where they're going. Exactly. I need to be clear about where I want to go. And I don't have to change it again and again. मेरा target NLS था, फिर मैंने NALSAR बना लिया, फिर मैंने WBNUJS बना लिया. You can't be changing your goal again and again. You have to keep your goal clear. And after you keep your goal clear, you just keep working hard. That is how you achieve your goals. All right. It keeps on changing. You'll have to set a reminder. The timing of the Ask Me Anything session keeps on changing. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary from yesterday's class. Let's try to revise that. But before that, okay, so this is for everyone who's targeting CLAT 2021. We have this exam analysis happening today at 3:45 p.m. So, uh, so if you want to see what the paper was about, how difficult was it, what were the different things that were asked in this year's paper, make sure you come live at 3:45 p.m. We're going to discuss the paper in detail. Also, we have flat 50% off going on our Gradeup Super programs. The sale doesn't last forever. So make sure you enroll yourself using this code at the earliest before the sale ends. All right. And if you're targeting CLAT 2022, we have 2 batches for you. One batch is completely in English. The other batch is bilingual. When I say bilingual means that we talk partially in Hindi, partially in English, exactly जैसे हम class करते हैं हिंदू का. That is how the bilingual batches are going to continue. So you could choose any one of these batches that you're comfortable with, but the batches have already started. The preview classes are about to end. Make sure you rush up and don't waste your time if you're targeting CLAT 2022. What are we going to do in this batch? This batch goes on for approximately 10 months and we'll cover up the entire course for every single subject. It includes a lot of tests, mock tests, doubt classes, concept classes, advanced discussions, multiple things are included in it. Make sure you speak to our counselors on this number if you want to know more about the course, the fee, the discount that you can use as well. So, what is the word for this phrase? Accept a behavior that is considered morally wrong or offensive. Is it skirmish? Is it condone? Is it vistas? Is it conflagration? What is the answer here? Okay, for everyone else asking me 23 का preparation कैसे start करना है? Okay, see, so great. My video team replies here. Okay. Very good, very good. Absolutely. It is condone. Condone is to accept something that is not usually acceptable. Skirmishes. We had a lot of discussion on skirmishes yesterday. A lot of people kept asking me again and again, what are skirmishes? Skirmishes are intermittent fight. Constant nagging or fighting that usually happens at the border. Example le sakte ho aap. Those are skirmishes. Vistas are beautiful views, scenes, like Kashmir's beautiful vistas. Conflagration is a wild, destructive fire. A fire that will probably engulf everything that comes in its way. One word for something that is relating to or resembling absurd, especially because of absurdity or ridiculous aspects. Naughty, farcical, bonhomie, snowballed. What is the answer? Conflagration can be uncontrolled, Shweta? Yes, it could be. Uncontrolled fire, yes. Okay. Yes, it could also be destructive. Yes. Regular fights are skirmishes. Correct, Priya? Priya, finally you've changed your name. Good to see that. B, absolutely, it is farcical. Something that is farce is something that is not logical, absurd, doesn't make sense. That is farcical. So, this is the answer for this quote here. Naughty is complex. Okay, not clear. Entangled. Okay. Bonhomie, you will tell me the meaning of this word. I had discussed exactly the root word here as well. Well, who is a bonhomie? But I'll tell you the meaning of snowball. Snowball is gradually increasing in intensity or size. I had explained exactly how a snowball will increase in size. Okay. So snowball is increasing in intensity or size. What is bonhomie? Hmm. Naughty, difficult, complicated? Yes, correct. So bon is good, but bonhomie means what? Gregarious, presentable, socially acceptable, good, yes. Friendly, yes. Absolutely, very good. Cheerful personality, correct. All of you correct, very good. ओके सो अंजलि मैं सिर्फ एडिटोरियल डिस्कस करती हूँ. हम न्यूज़पेपर नहीं पढ़ते, हम न्यूज़पेपर का एडिटोरियल पढ़ते हैं. क्यों पढ़ते हैं? ओके गाइस, एक मेरा वीडियो है जो मैंने आई थिंक 6 months पहले रिकॉर्ड किया था इधर. तो ऑल दोस हु आर न्यू, आप वो वीडियो देख सकते हो. द वीडियो इज अबाउट हाउ टू समराइज एन एडिटोरियल आर्टिकल. ओके, प्लीज फाइंड दैट वीडियो. वो वीडियो देख लो, आपको एग्जैक्टली पता लग जाएगा हम एडिटोरियल डिस्कशन क्यों करते हैं और वो क्यों इतना रेलेवेंट है. ओके, नाउ लेट्स कम टू टुडेज वोकैबुलरी. नो नो नो, लास्ट वन. A cause of great distress or annoyance. Is it bootstrapping? Is it bane? Is it tyranny? Is it partisan? All the words were done yesterday. Yes, congenial, Arpita, very good. Genial और congenial दोनों बोल सकते हो आप. Amicable, कितने सारे synonyms है. Very good. Yes, Anjali, Shreya, correct. Cheerful, yes, correct. Okay, what's the answer? B, C, tyranny? No, not tyranny. It is bane. Bane, it is bane. देखो tyranny होता है जब आप एक डिक्टेटर के जैसे एक्ट करते हैं. एक गवर्नमेंट टायरानिकल तब होती है when it doesn't listen to its people and it acts like a dictator. So yes, tyranny is a close word, but tyranny will not be the answer. कोई भी चीज जो irritating है, boon और bane हमने डिस्कस किया था if you remember, right? Tyranny is not our answer, it is bane. I have explained tyranny also, it's a close word, but it is different. Bootstrapping to make do with whatever limited resources we have. Partisan, to support one side, to take one side, one person, one party is partisan. Pain is to cause distress. Yes, correct. Tyranny is autocracy, Shreya, correct. Yes, absolutely, Priya. You're also correct. Okay, now I'm going to start today's vocabulary. There are a lot of it, a lot of words. Please make sure you're able to memorize them. All right. So here you go. आपको पता है मैं कौन सा आर्टिकल लेने वाली हूँ? So the first word is virulence. Virulence is how severely can something harm someone, or how much harm can something cause. It could be like a disease, it could be a poison, it could be anything bad, present in the society. So that is the virulence, the strength of it. Okay, इसको आप एक related word है virile. Virile को आप strength से use करते हो. So virile से virulence relate करके you can memorize it. The proportion of birds which died depend on the virulence of the virus. वो virus कितना strong था, वो कितना harmful था, उस पे dependent है how many birds will die out of that virus. Stuck is very very a clear outline, very very clear boundary, very very clear shape. We can clearly see and spot that. A stark appearance is, I can absolutely locate it without any ounce of doubt, is stark. The ridge formed a stark silhouette, मतलब clear दिख रहा था आपको उसका outline, is stark. Drag, एक drag तो होता है to pull, धीरे धीरे घसीटना is drag. The other drag is to do something very very slowly. Okay, without a lot of enthusiasm and excitement is drag. They dragged. Eventually, it was time for bed. That means वो घसीट नहीं रहे थे. They were just too slow and lazy because it was time for bed. Next word is downgrade. Downgrade is to reduce the effect of something, the rank of something, the position of something, or the importance of something. That is downgrade. Some jobs had gradually been downgraded from skilled to semi-skilled. आपने उसकी effectivity reduce कर दी, उसका rank reduce कर दिया, is downgrade. And the last word for this slide is effusive. Effusive is when you show gratitude, pleasure or approval in a very, very heartfelt manner. तो बहुत मन से जब आप heartfelt manner में आप किसी चीज को welcome करते हो, किसी चीज के लिए thankful होते हो, that is effusiveness. So an effusive welcome, very, very heartfelt welcome. I hope you get all the words here. Yes, we've done stuck before, Priya. You're absolutely correct. Yes, very obviously and clearly. Anshu, you can say that for stuck. Virulence, virulence, I don't really remember, but stuck, I remember doing it before. Okay, so Anjali, there's a group on Telegram on law discussion group. I will ask one of my team members from the video team to share the link of the Telegram group. You can join the Telegram group and that's how you can communicate with us about any doubts that you have. Okay. Rift का मतलब होता है बच्चे किसी भी तरीके से लड़ाई होना या कोई disagreement होना. That is rift. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next slide. I hope you've taken a screenshot of this. Next slide. Rebound, to go back. जो आप छोड़ के आए थे वापस वहीं जाना is go back. Bounce back is rebound. His shot hammered into the post and rebounded across the goal. It came back. Okay. Next word is looming. Looming is जो कि it's right there and it is threatening. It is actually very, very scary. So the third wave is looming at the corner. That means it is, I can see it sitting there and it's threatening me. It's scary, is looming. Vehicles loomed out of the darkness. Suddenly darkness se bahar nikal ke aa rahe the wo in a very scary manner. Impair, to make something suffer, to make something not function properly, or to make something weak or damaged is impair. So the second wave impaired our education system. The schools had to be closed down again. An impaired banking system, it is suffering right now. It is weak right now and damaged right now because of COVID maybe. Okay, Any questions? Bound and hasten we've done earlier. Yes, we have. Correct. We've done them earlier. Okay. Okay. Visceral. So एक visceral होता है जो आपके organs होते हैं जो bones के नीचे होते हैं. Bones protect करती है उनको and they're behind them. So for example, our lungs. Okay, these are visceral organs. But if I talk about it in another sense, in language, visceral are relating to deep inward feelings. ये आपके नॉलेज से नहीं आते, ये आपके जो गट फीलिंग हम जिसको बोलते हैं इंट्यूशन. इंट्यूशन इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट वाइसरल इज. योर गट फीलिंग इज. आपने लॉजिक नहीं यूज किया, आपको गट फीलिंग आ रही है कि आज मेरा एग्जाम बहुत अच्छा होने वाला है. पढ़ाई मैंने नहीं करी बट मुझे गट फीलिंग और मेरा एग्जाम बढ़िया हो गया. दैट इज इंट्यूशन, गट फीलिंग, वाइसरल. ओके, देन वी हैव हेस्टेन. क्विकली रश में करना. 5 minutes बचे, 10 क्वेश्चंस करने. In a hasty manner, you have to do it. Okay, so hasten is to do it something very quick and fast. He hastened to refute the assertion. Now, this word is pronounced as chutzpah. I'll repeat this. This word is pronounced as chutzpah. Okay? Chutzpah का मतलब बहुत bold, किसी से डरना नहीं, audacious होना is, or extreme high self-confidence is chutzpah. Love him or hate him, you have to admire him for his chutzpah. All right? आया सबको समझ में सारे words? Lungs under rib cage, yes, Abhirul, correct. Okay. Hurry is hasten, correct. Correct. C is silent here. Absolutely correct. Okay. If you've seen that movie, Heather, this word is made a lot of fun about. If you've seen that movie. और नहीं देखी तो थोड़ा देख लेना. Some of you, because you're too young to understand the movie, maybe you might not like the movie, but I will certainly want you to watch that movie. Okay. Absolutely, Shreya. All of them are synonyms to it. Shreya, I'm so proud of your vocabulary. You remember words and you reuse them. That is the way to do vocabulary. Very good. You deserve an applause for this. I every day notice your words. You are brilliant at that. Okay. All right. Audacious. बोल सकते हो chutzpah का synonym? Yes, correct. Next slide. इसका screenshot ले लेना जल्दी से. Let's look at the next slide. Okay. Expedite, increase. Fast करना किसी चीज को increase करना, किसी चीज की speed increase करना is expedite. The production needs to be expedite. Because हमको उनको hire करना है production को. Okay. Probing into the matter, बहुत commonly used word है in the newspapers to inquire something about something wrong happening in the country is to probe. To search in detail is probe. We need to start a probe in the Pegasus case. We need to start an inquiry, in-depth search of it. Next word is snooping. Snooping is an action of furtively trying to find out something. Okay, basically, furtively का मतलब यहाँ है secretively. आप जब किसी के बारे में secretively you try to search something is snooping without the person knowing about it. Don't generate any emails that would make the snooping worthwhile. They keep on checking on us. That is snooping. All right. Okay. Yes, they are. Sada Sukhi. Yes, they are important. Okay. All right. Next is pushback. Pushback is a negative response, a negative reaction that is given for something. So we got some pushback on the new pricing. New pricing हुई, negative reaction आया उसका, negative response आया. The last word of this slide, I'm still left with one more slide, is penshaw. This is not pronounced as penchant. This is penshaw. Okay, a strong or habitual liking. आपकी inclination. Inclination is a clear synonym to it. Your inclination towards something, your liking for something. I have a penchant for teaching. I have a liking for teaching. Okay, so inclination is the synonym for it. Now quickly take a screenshot of this slide as well, everyone. Yes, Kushi, it is liking, correct? Yes, Priya, pushback can be a repulse drive. Yes. Correct, Moksh. Pegasus is a snooping software. Penchant, propensity, tendency, inclination. Very good, Abhiral. All of these are synonyms. We have done Penshaw earlier as well. Good, very good that you remember them. I feel so proud that you guys remember these words. My hard work pays off. But इतना जल्दी pay off नहीं करता. Pay off मैं बताऊँ कैसे करेगा मेरा hard work. My hard work will pay off when you first like my session and then you share it everywhere. You share it with your friends. You share it with your seniors, juniors, whoever are targeting any competitive examinations. Ask them to watch this video. So share it with everyone and then like it right away. Okay, that's how my hard work will pay off. Okay. Picture is not clear. Which picture, beta? If you're talking about the video, you'll have to refresh your page. My internet seems to be working absolutely fine. Okay. Penshaw is fondness. Yes. Backlash. Yes, Vidushi. It can be used as a synonymous word for pushback. Correct. Okay. Now let's move on to the last slide quickly. Only two more words. Cede. Cede is to actually surrender, to give up. So in 1874, the islands were ceded to Britain. They were surrendered to Britain. They were given up. Power, territory आपने छोड़ दी है. आपका कोई control नहीं है. Is to cede. Okay. So concede and proceed. ये सारे आप इनसे link करके बना सकते हो words. Then we have salience. Salience is something that is important. Example देखो salient features मैं आपको बताती हूँ. तो इस फोन के salient features क्या है? इस फोन के important features क्या है? उसी से बना salience. To point out importance of something, to point out the prominence of something is salience. The political salience of religion has a considerable impact. Okay, I hope you understand this. Take a screenshot of this as well. Thank you, Swekshik. Thank you so much. Exactly, Prajwal, correct? Yes, Abhiral, very good. All of them are correct. All right, now let's move on to the articles of today. Now, the articles are tricky. Do not target any message in the chat box towards me because I'll not be able to look into your chats right now. Please understand them carefully. They are very difficult to understand, specifically the first article. Okay. So, समझो article क्या बोल रहा है, उसकी implications देखो, and then we'll discuss the tone in the end. Tone may also be difficult. All right. So, don't send me messages now because I'll not be able to understand or read whatever you're writing. So, the article is about there's a data that is given by the International Monetary Fund और वो ये data दे रहे हैं about the revival of economies in the last few months. कैसे हमारे world की multiple economies कैसे revive कर रही हैं. This article is about that. And there is a lot of data about India, USA, multiple other countries and how they are reviving. I'll give you a clear example before we start discussing it. So there is Israel. Israel was one of the very first countries to vaccinate its entire population. Obviously, it doesn't include children, but adult population, the entire population was vaccinated. Now, there is a news of a fourth wave coming in Israel, but they are ready with a fourth set of vaccination. थर्ड सेट ऑफ वैक्सीनेशन कि चलो दो दो डोज हमने दे दी लोगों को, हम एक थर्ड डोज भी लगा देंगे लोगों को अगर हमको लगता है that this may create a fourth wave. So this is the kind of readiness Israel shows. Okay, now this is the example of Israel. Now let's take the example of India. Where do we stand in terms of vaccination? But this article is actually not about vaccination. This article is about our economic growth and how good or bad has the economic growth been after the second wave has ended. So let's start discussing it. Policymakers have little option but to renew economic activities after rapid vaccination. So the author का suggestion है, the author is saying that our country's policymakers have to first start rapid vaccination and then renew our economic activities. फिर से सब कुछ markets खोल दो, schools खोल दो, you have to start reopening everything. That's how your economy will revive. The IMF's latest update to its World Economic Outlook spotlights the starkly, very important line, the starkly widening variance in the global recovery from the economic strains caused by the pandemic. देखो, पैंडेमिक आया, सेकेंड वेव थर्ड वेव तक बहुत सारे कंट्रीज में आ चुकी हैं. उसके बाद जो रिवाइवल हुआ है इकोनॉमीज में, उसके दो क्लियर ग्रुप्स बन गए हैं हमारे वर्ल्ड में. तो क्लियर ग्रुप्स कैन बी आइडेंटिफाइड and the primary fault line precipitating the divergence of the world's economies into two blocks. So this COVID variant and the effect of it in our economy has divided our world's economy into two blocks. First block, those that are normalizing activities from the COVID-19 induced curves. COVID-19 आया, लॉकडाउन लगा ऑलमोस्ट पूरे वर्ल्ड में, बट वो कंट्रीज जो दे आर रिवाइविंग, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इजराइल, दे आर रिवाइविंग देमसेल्व्स. ये पहला ब्लॉक हो गया. ओके, एंड दोज दैट आर स्टिल स्ट्रगलिंग. सो ये हो गया इंडिया, ये हो गया इजराइल का एग्जाम्पल, रिवाइविंग एंड स्ट्रगलिंग. इज वैक्सीन एक्सेस एंड द पेस ऑफ वैक्सीन कवरेज. और ये दो ग्रुप में क्यों डिवाइड हुआ? This division has happened only and only because your access to vaccination and lesser number of vaccinations available in countries that are still struggling. So there's a direct relationship between the number of people vaccinated and the economy reviving. 3 months since its April forecast, the IMF projects the global economy to expand at an unchanged pace of 6% this year. So economy revive कर रही है 6%, इस साल भी revive करेगी, but it sees the world's advanced economies registering faster growth than the forecast earlier. So, जो IMF ने prediction किया था कि इस परसेंट में, इस रेट में ग्रोथ होगी एडवांस्ड इकोनॉमीज की लाइक यूएसए, उससे भी फास्टर ग्रोथ उनकी देखी जा रही है अभी. The IMF projects, while emerging markets and developing economies are expected to post appreciably slower recoveries. So, there was an X percentage set by IMF as a recovery rate. These countries are showing higher recovery rate than the X percentage, and these countries are showing lesser recovery rate than the X percentage suggested by the IMF. Undergirding this anticipated acceleration, the US economy is seen expanding by 7%. देखो 6% उनका टारगेट था, ये 7% से रिकवर हो रहा है. Okay, on the back of an expansive vaccine rollout that has helped enable substantial normalization of activity. A lot of vaccination were distributed, a lot of people were vaccinated, and that led to normalizing of economy, opening of shops, opening of markets, opening of everything else. आज तक इंडिया में सिनेमा हॉल्स नहीं खुल पाए हैं, तो जो कब बंद हुए थे वो. So, economy कब revive होगी? We do not know. And expectations of additional fiscal support also is there. Fiscal support क्या होता है? Financial support. Okay, so they are also expecting more financial support coming to them. Emerging market and developing economies, on the other hand, are seen expanding by 6.3% points slower than they projected in April. But emerging economies like India, हमारा speed is slower than what was expected, a 0.4% slower than what was expected. So we are in a bad state right now. India is seen as the largest drag. सबसे धीरे कौन सी कंट्री देखी जा रही है? India. Actually, a very worrying state. With the fund cutting its growth forecast for the South Asia's largest economy by 3%, citing the impact of the severe second wave and expected slower recovery in confidence. These are two important points because of which our economy's revival was slow. Very, very severe second wave, a wave that possibly we would have never imagined. And then कॉन्फिडेंस इतना लो हो गया सबका कि वो कॉन्फिडेंस में भी रिकवरी बहुत स्लो हुई. इकोनॉमी की रिकवरी किस बेस पे होगी? कॉन्फिडेंस की रिकवरी पे. एवरीबॉडीज कॉन्फिडेंस वाज एब्सोल्युटली लो, इंक्लूडिंग अ पॉलिसी मेकर्स. दैट आल्सो लेड एज अ रीजन फॉर इट्स डाउनग्रेड. And the IMF has warned that the countries lagging in vaccination, such as India and Indonesia, clearly लिख दिया देखो IMF ने. G20 economies में से India और Indonesia ऐसी countries है where vaccination is really, really low. And if they're lagging in vaccination, their economic revival will also be low. With just a little over 7% of the population fully vaccinated. Imagine, हमारे पूरी country में only 7% of the population is fully vaccinated. India significantly lags in the estimated global average of 14%. पूरे world का अगर आप average निकालोगे ना, fully vaccinated 14% average है. Ours is only 7%. So that's slow we are in getting fully vaccinated. एक vaccine से कोई फायदा नहीं है, so it doesn't matter. The fund was effusive in its praise, that is at the IMF. The fund here means the IMF. The IMF was effusive in its praise for India's decisive action in January. January में उन्होंने बोला ठीक है, अब सब कुछ खुल रहा है, चीजें नॉर्मल हो रही है, we are very happy with you. और फोरकास्ट कर दिया देखो कितना 11.5% का, हुआ कितना 6.5% का. So they were very happy with India's decisive action and they forecasted an 11.5% growth for the fiscal year. Fiscal year क्या है? Financial year. तो आप कोई भी जैसे जनवरी टू दिसंबर देखो या आप मार्च टू अप्रैल देखो, वट एवर फाइनेंशियल ईयर जो कंट्री कंसीडर करते हैं उस फाइनेंशियल ईयर के, तो ये मार्च वाला ईयर है, उन्होंने 11.5% ग्रोथ फोरकास्ट कर दी बिफोर रेजिंग दैट प्रोजेक्शन टू 12.5% इन अप्रैल, और अप्रैल में उन्होंने उस प्रोजेक्शन को और बढ़ा दिया कि अब अच्छा लग रहा है इंडिया को देख के. Oh my God, India's growth is going to be 12.5%. We achieved half of it. After the economy appeared to rebound well in January to March quarter, that it has now downgraded its outlook so substantially reflects the extent to which the second wave has severely impaired the momentum. अब आप सोचो अगर IMF ने 12.5% का prediction किया और हमने achieve सिर्फ 6.5% किया, what happened in between the second wave and how severe its impact was? With inflation looming as a visceral threat, inflation huge हो रखा है, everything's prices. पेट्रोल डीजल का प्राइस आप देखो, कुछ एंड ही नहीं है उसके प्राइस का. डिमांड येट टू रीगेन ट्रांजैक्शन, डिमांड कर नहीं रहे लोग क्योंकि half of them don't have jobs, half of them are scared of if they will have a job in the future or not. The demand for commodity and goods, that's falling down, and the political appetite in government for more fiscal support is negligible. Government possibly is not even looking for more financial support from any other nation. India's policymakers have little option but to hasten the vaccination rollout. अब देखो कोई fiscal support है नहीं आपके पास, लोग बहुत डर रहे हैं, लोगों की products and goods की demand नहीं आ रही लोगों की तरफ से. The only thing that you can do right now as a government is you increase the vaccination that is being distributed and people are being vaccinated. Failure to expedite the coverage cost the country dearly. If you don't expedite the coverage of people under vaccination, we may actually suffer in a very, very bad state. What is it? Okay. Interpretive and inquisitive. Okay. He is absolutely concerning here. He's a lot worried. He's reminding again and again, please start vaccinating people, otherwise you're going to suffer. So he is concerned here. Cautionary, yes, that can be used. Mostly analytical, yes, absolutely. It is mostly analytical. It is analyzing what was the prediction, what happened, why did it happen. Guys, when will analytical be a tone? When we try to answer why, how, all of these questions are answered. That is when analytical is. Why did this fall down happen? ये increment क्यों हुआ? फिर 6.5% का drop क्यों हुआ? What was the reason? Why did it happen? How did it happen? How do we deal with it? It's mostly analytical. Absolutely correct. So concerning and analytical are the final two tones I will stick to. All right, now let's move on to the next article. I hope you've understood this, everyone. I will move on to the next article that is equally important. So make sure you understand that. It also has very, very good vocabulary. But before I do that, if you're targeting CLAT 2023, we have a foundation course for you where we'll have hundreds of classes, 400 plus live classes, in fact. We'll have doubt sessions, mock tests, PDFs of each class will be given to you. A lot of sectional tests will be given to you. And there are going to be a lot of individual doubt classes too that you can have. So make sure you enroll yourself at the earliest before it's too late. This is the number of our counselors. You could speak to them if you want to know anything about the program. Now, what is this article about? We had already discussed what happened with Pegasus. Okay. So for those people who do not know, in one line, Pegasus is a spyware that is created by one of the Israel's company. And this spyware can be purchased only and only by governments of various countries. अब हमारी कंट्री में there's some data coming out that some prominent people, journalists, politicians have been attacked with this spyware. Now, obviously, if the only and only a government can purchase it, either our country's government must have purchased it, or any other foreign government must have purchased it and used this spyware on us. So a lot of approximately 300 numbers have come out who have been attacked by this Pegasus spyware. Now, the government, in the last article that we read, the government didn't say anything. The government only said, "Aisa attack possible ही नहीं है." But the government did not start an inquiry. The government did not say if they did it or they did not do it. उन्होंने हाँ या ना कोई स्टेटमेंट नहीं दिया कि हमने नहीं किया या हमने किया ये चीज. Okay, so there is no clear statement coming by the central government right now. And now what is happening? West Bengal Chief Minister has finally, who is the West Bengal's Chief Minister? Okay, Mamata Banerjee has finally started to protest and say that there should be a probe in it. Everything should be checked. लेकिन क्या ये probe इतना easy है? There's a lot of loophole here. This article talks about the loophole of this spyware. West Bengal government is right in ordering a judicial inquiry. The author supports West Bengal government. He says it is absolutely right. आपका right to privacy जो है ना वो violate हो रहा है इस Pegasus software से. और इसके लिए वेस्ट बंगाल गवर्नमेंट को मैं एब्सोल्युटली सपोर्ट कर रहा हूं ऑथर हियर दैट इट इज राइट इन ऑर्डरिंग अ जुडिशियल इंक्वायरी. इंक्वायरी होनी चाहिए कि ये किसने किया और कहां से किया. इट्स अ स्कैंडल. Okay, and we need to check who has done it. The institution of a judicial probe by the West Bengal government into allegation. Okay, now I'll tell you one part as well so that you don't frame an opinion about the West Bengal government doing right here, because ये जो probe था वो West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee के nephew पे भी हुआ है. So her nephew's number was also attacked with this spyware. So possibly she has a personal agenda as well. But if keeping that aside, if you look at the whole Pegasus spyware, it's very necessary for our government right now to start a probe in it as well. So this actually may be a right decision to start a judicial inquiry. The institution of a judicial probe by the West Bengal government into allegations of surveillance using advanced spyware on potential Indian target marks a significant political and legal pushback against the union government's attempts to deny. Okay, basically, this decision that the West Bengal government has taken that they should start a judicial inquiry is like a pushback for the union government's attempt to say that उनका कोई involvement नहीं है. Although they haven't even said that कि हमारा कोई involvement नहीं है, ये union government के लिए pushback हो सकता है. The Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's penchant for the dramatic and her, okay, this is a very funny line actually. The Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's penchant for the dramatic and her endless run-ins with the center. So, center के साथ Mamata Banerjee का जो rift है, it has always been dramatic. बहुत drama, broken leg, wheelchair, काफी dramatic रहा है उनका जो involvement है. And center, she has always been opposing the central government right now, that is the BJP. It may be easy to dismiss the act of the state government ordering an inquiry into what could be a large-scale intelligence gathering program of a state actor as mere political chutzpah. So, क्योंकि Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has always been involved with the BJP in a very dramatic manner, you could possibly think this inquiry as a political chutzpah. आप सोच सकते हैं कि ये सिर्फ politically aligned है इसलिए ऐसा वो कर रही होंगी. However, in the context of the center and the ruling BJP's aggressive refusal to cede any ground on growing demand for a credible probe, बार बार हम सेंटर से कह रहे हैं डिमांड स्टार्ट कीजिए. Why is the center not starting a demand? Why is the center not starting a probe? बार बार डिमांड आ रही फिर भी प्रोब क्यों नहीं स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं? This does not look like a political chutzpah right now. Okay, so the West Bengal inquiry acquires both legal and political salience. And that is why this inquiry that the West Bengal government wants has some legal authenticity and some political authenticity as well. The union government claims that illegal surveillance is not possible in India. That's the only statement they've given. कि हमारे country में illegal surveillance possible नहीं है. But they haven't said if they've done it or not. Ms. Banerjee has rightly invoked the possible grave implication for democracy, which is right. So, because if this has happened, the whole idea of democracy is dismissed. Where is my right to privacy? It has dismissed the basic idea of democracy, public order, and the independence of the judiciary and the autonomy of the legislature while ordering an inquiry under the Commission of the Inquiry Act. ये inquiry क्यों start नहीं हो रही under the commissions of the Inquiry Act? Because the legislature is autonomous. It is independent. If it is independent, why is this inquiry not started yet? Media reports suggest that those likely targeted include Prashant Kishore. Ab dekho, these are some examples of people who were targeted by this Pegasus software. Prashant Kishore, who was this person? Who is this person? The Trinamool Congress's strategist during the recent assembly polls. So ये Trinamool Congress के strategist थे और अभिषेक बैनर्जी जो ममता बैनर्जी के nephew थे, इन लोगों को टारगेट किया गया. क्या कुछ पॉलिटिकल खिचड़ी दिख रही है? It could be true. Regardless of which agency of government was behind it, we don't know who was behind it. There are grounds to believe that part of the surveillance covered the state government's territory, bringing into play its legitimate right to order an investigation. Now, we don't know who started this Pegasus software's probing in our country, but uh, the West Bengal government right now is in an absolutely correct state to start an inquiry because of these two people who were checked on. And these two people belong to their own party. So obviously, they are absolutely correct in getting it checked who started this whole Pegasus spyware in our country. It is entirely a different matter that the two-member commission comprising Justice Madan B. Lokar, former judge of the Supreme Court, and Justice Jyotirmay Bhattacharya, former Chief Justice of Calcutta High Court, may face severe constraints. So देखो ये लोग inquiry करेंगे and they may have severe constraints. उनके बहुत constraint हो सकते हैं. Why? Very important to know. For one thing, only some of the potential targets may testify and seek commission's aid in getting their phones forensically examined. बहुत सारे लोगों के फोन टैप हुए हैं, बहुत सारे लोगों के फोन पे ये malware, ये spyware अटैक आया है, but a lot of people may not be ready to give their phones for forensic examination, because if they do it, they will be a threat. Their phone may be tapped, their phone may be added with additional data which was not present there, their phone may be public, and a lot of people may not be ready to do that. So since a lot of people are not ready to do that, their job may actually be difficult. Central agencies may not readily offer their cooperation. Yes, सेंट्रल एजेंसी है, वो नहीं चाहेंगे ऐसा कुछ हो, वो कोऑपरेट नहीं करेंगी क्योंकि अभी अटैक सीधा सेंटर के ऊपर है. The intelligence bureau may not be permitted to join the probe, and even if they did, it may claim privilege over documents. अगर intelligence bureau आ जाती है, they will have privilege over the documents. They can tamper with any kind of document they want to, and records relating to its legitimate interception orders, citing national security and operational sensitivity. वो बोल सकते हैं नेशनल सिक्योरिटी की डेटा है, ऑपरेशनल सेंसिटिविटी का डेटा है, और वो सिंगल हैंडेडली रख सकते हैं वो डेटा अपने पास. तो बहुत सारी लेयर्स है यहाँ which can actually hamper this probe in a country where there is no parliamentary oversight over its intelligence agencies. इंटेलिजेंस एजेंसीज पे पार्लियामेंट का कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है. ऐसी हमारी डेमोक्रेसी है. इट इज अनक्लियर हाउ फार दीज एजेंसीज एंड इट्स पर्सोनल वुड कोऑपरेट. तो कितना कोऑपरेशन आएगा इनके साइड से, we're not really sure if they would cooperate or not with a state government, क्योंकि ये सारे completely center के साथ आते हैं. There have been instances. The Jain and Verma Commission come to mind. What was Jain and Verma Commission? Jain and Verma Commission was where the death of Rajiv Gandhi was probed. Okay, so there have been instances of intelligence files being made available to judicial panels. Yes, intelligence files publicly available हुई थी. Jain and Verma Commission में हुआ था. It was a one person commission. Okay, therefore it will be both desirable and appropriate if the center itself ordered a wide ranging judicial inquiry. ये बहुत wise होगा अगर center अपने आप आता है और बोलता है inquiry start कर दी जाए. If the center supports, the intelligence bureau will support, multiple people will support, parliament will support, सब support करेंगे. और center के ऊपर जो ये अभी black spot है कि उन्होंने ही ये कहीं Pegasus software तो hire नहीं कर लिया, this will also be dismissed into the scandal so that the nation has an opportunity to get the truth out. I hope you understand this. Criticizing, yes. Satirical, very small, but mostly critical. Mostly critical. Last line bhi, it looks like suggestive, but it is still critical. Last line is also critical. वो कह रहा है अभी भी clear कर लो अपना जो dirt है on your face because of the Pegasus software. You still have time. You can come out in public and say, ठीक है, inquiry करते हैं, let's clean all the dirt. So it is critical, absolutely. Analytical, analytical, not really. No, I will disagree with analytical tone. It is mostly critical. Very less part as satirical. Very, very less part. All right. Okay. So mostly it's critical, and that now let's quickly move on to the caricature of the day. But before I move ahead, remember you have to write down the summary in the comment section, not in the chat box, in the comment section. I'm going to check all of it. So here you go. What do you understand with the caricature? Informative, some parts. Anshu, correct. Yes, it is informative in some parts. What is the caricature about? Jaldi se bataiye. Ujjwal, I will have a class, a session, a free session on Ask Me Anything on our Gradeup app, where I'll be addressing all the questions that are beyond the Hindu editorial class about how to prepare for 22, 23, how to read the newspaper, any doubt that you have. Okay. So I would like you to come to that session. It's an important one for you that should be conducted next week. Please keep a track of our app whenever that session happens. जब भी सेशन होगा प्लीज कम लाइव विथ मी, मैं आपके सारे एडिशनल क्वेश्चंस वहां आंसर करूंगी. I'll be live for 1 hour. I'll be discussing all your questions there. All right? Because अभी बात करने लग जाओगे तो deviate हो जाएंगे. What is हाँ so cryptocurrency, but what is this tiger doing here? ये tiger क्या है? What is the tiger doing here? Who will tell me what is the tiger doing here? What is the tiger referring to? कुछ देख के लग रहा है similar. I've seen this somewhere. I've seen this tiger somewhere. Cryptocurrency तो है that you see. देखो टाइगर की बॉडी में भी वो डिजिटल साइन बना हुआ है, वो क्रिप्टो करेंसी का साइन है, राइट? बट व्हाट इज द टाइगर डूइंग हियर? आरबीआई. यस अभिरल, आरबीआई के साइन में आप देखते हो ये टाइगर बना होता है. दिस इज द आरबीआई. And RBI is actually, it's the tiger is confused. Should I be getting into cryptocurrency or not? Should I not? Should I be actually starting digital currency or not? Belittling is a tone, Shreya. Correct. Belittling is a tone in the last article. Okay? तो ये आरबीआई का साइन बनाने का ट्राई किया उन लोगों ने. ब्यूटीफुल कैरी कैचर. All right, so guys, so my class ends here. Now I'm going to see you on Mondays. Saturdays and Sundays I do not have a class. So I'm going to see you on Monday with 2 more articles. Make sure you write the summary under this video. All right. Just a minute. Just a minute. हाँ, ट्री बेटा अर्पिता, आरबीआई के साइड में ट्री भी बना है, टाइगर भी बना है. एग्जैक्टली उसी साइन को कॉपी करने का ट्राई किया. ओके. All right, so guys, I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Please don't stop reading the newspaper. Start reading more books as well. And God bless all of you. Bye, everyone.